And without further ado, can I have Casetext up on the stage? This is a very exciting demo for reasons why I'll let the Casetext team explain.
Thank you, Christian. I appreciate it. First of all, Christian, big thanks to you and a big thanks to Wilson Sonsini for putting this together. My name is Anand Upadhyay. I'm the Vice President of Business Development at Casetext. And just a quick note before I go into what I am about to say. I got into the legal tech space about 3 years ago, and that feels like 2 or 3 generations ago now. And to be here in front of people who actually want to hear me talk about legal research blows my mind. In fact, I was so looking forward to this that Casetext is based in San Francisco. I flew in yesterday. This is just one of the most incredible opportunities that we have as Silicon Valley or New York legal technology startups to get in an ecosystem of folks like you all and see what you think and see how we can network. So without further ado, what is Casetext? I want to go into who we are, what's our tech, and what do we have very quickly. Who are we? Fundamentally, we're a team of former litigators like myself working with software developers and data scientists to build the kind of tools that we would have used in law practice. We have pointed our attention towards legal research. What's our tech? We are an artificial intelligence-backed legal research platform. We are a context-aware legal research platform, which means that we don't just look at your Boolean search terms in a vacuum. We look at what you're working on, and that informs the results that you get. And what do we have? We wouldn't be anywhere without the actual primary source case law. We have that, federal, state, published, unpublished. We have state statutes and federal statutes as well. In addition to that, we have a giant library of articles, client alerts, and litigation alerts, because we've all had that experience as practitioners where we're on Google at 2 in the morning trying to complete our legal research, looking for articles that may have been published 10, 15 years ago. We've been able to earn the business of about over 10% of the AmLaw 200, in addition to medium-sized law firms and solos across the country. And today is really a special day for us at Casetext. And the reason it's a special day is because for the first time publicly, we are showcasing our newly designed website with new features. And I'm so glad to do it right here. Woo! Thank you for that, Christian. So this, as I mentioned, this just came out. This is an article from Legal Tech News published about 9 hours ago. Casetext announces AI search integration into revamped research tool. Do we be strategic? This is Gino Grady's blog. Asked the question rather, did Casetext just drop kick keywords out of the legal research process? Maybe. Bob Ambrosi's website, also just from this morning. Casetext just made legal research a whole lot smarter. So at this point, and how much time do I have in the back? I think I'm missing my timekeeper back here. I've got 5 minutes, or he's just waving me hi. What I want to do at this point is bill 0.1 hours together here with all of you in the room. And I want to show you how I'm going to do that. And I know that may be cringeworthy to a lot of you former litigators like me. You never thought you'd be billing time again, except for this 0.1. So what I want to do at this point, and this is another test of my technology skills, is zoom in, here we go, and show you what the new Casetext looks like. This is it right here. Now, I want to show you how this works by actually taking on a legal research problem. So I'm going to start with a brief, which is where oftentimes legal research starts. Let's see what happens when I open this up. Okay, excellent. This is a brief filed by Quinn Emanuel in a case called Double Line Capital versus Odebrecht. Now imagine that you're working either with this brief or you're about to respond to the brief. This brief is fundamentally a shareholder action involving the diminution of the value of shares and the recourse that those shareholders have. Now, the reason I'm using this particular brief is because it's pretty interesting. Because the theory of these shareholders in this particular case is that because there was a bribery scheme in Brazil, where the defendant company is based, the shares crashed. And that is their theory of loss causation. When we bought shares in this company, we didn't expect that these executives in Brazil would be bribing the government, and we shouldn't have to suffer the loss in the value of our shares. So a couple key issues here, right? Loss causation, particularity, right? Now, let's say I wanted to conduct some legal research here, and I only had 3 minutes, as I just got waved there in the back. What I may do is simply put in the terms loss causation and particularity. Now, this is the moment that our engineers back in, oh, there we go. Look how fast that was. All right. I was going to say our engineers back in the office are wringing their hands over because, as you know, this just came out. But this is what we get here, right? The case that we entered in involves a foreign company, involves loss causation. It involves a financial services company. Here's what we get. We get a national gaming company here, right? And if I click on that, I could go into the source of the loss of value in these particular shares, which was a press release about a potential acquisition being broken off, right? Well, so I could go back and look at the second case, right? This is a case, again, another domestic case involving an earnings statement that came out that caused shares to drop. Again, pretty good, right? Loss causation, particularity, nice. Okay. But let me show you where the rubber really hits the road with Casetext featuring Kara AI technology. What I could do now is, as the backbone of my legal research, actually take the brief that I was working on, this Odebrecht case, or I should say Odebrecht brief, and drag and drop it into the interface right there. And now what you're going to see is where the magic happens. What you're about to see is a level of relevance that simple Boolean searching cannot provide. So when we just saw cases that were domestic US cases involving press releases affecting shares and involving earnings statements affecting shares, here we see a case literally involving how a bribery scheme in Brazil affected the shares of a domestic US corporation. Let me go back and show you the next one. Seems like there's a fair amount of bribery in Brazil, because the second one as well is a bribery scheme in Brazil that affected the share value of the case. I see I just got a 0 back there. This demo is over, but I really appreciate all of your time, and I'm going to break here for some questions. Thank you.